Lately, I've had so much to do. I am running around like crazy. I have to be in 5 different places at once. It's nonstop, and it stresses me out, to be honest. And a friend said to me, Iliza, relax. You can only be where your feet are. And it sounds like a simple thing, but I wiggled my toes and I realized I was wearing a pair of Bombas. And I realized that the only part of the last few hours of my day that felt comfortable were my feet. Because Bombas socks wrap around your foot. They grip my foot. I love wearing Bombas on stage. I wear them to work out. I love wearing them on airplanes. And I love a fresh pair of Bombas. In addition to making socks that are delicious for your feet, Bombas is really stepping up their slipper and slide game this season. And these always make a great gift. Everybody wants something comfy for their feet. They make fluffy things, suede things, a little something for every foot. And if there's one thing Bombas knows, it's feet. And we haven't gotten to the best part yet. For every pair of Bombas you purchase, Bombas donates one to someone facing homelessness on your behalf. So anytime you get something cozy and warm for your feet, someone else does too. This holiday season, gift Bombas and have your friends and loved ones going from aw, socks to aw, socks. Sock, yeah. Head over to bombas.com/Iliza and use code Iliza for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/Iliza. Code Iliza at checkout.
Lemonada.
Ask me, ask Iliza anything. It's time to ask. Ask me all your questions. Leave them in the Instagram comment section. Leave them on your Twitter or leave them on your Facebook. We'll see them, we'll read them, then we'll give you answers. You know it, I've got it. I've got the answer. You ask me, I'll tell you anything.
We just did troubleshooting for 1.5 hours, only to discover that the volume was low on my headphones, and that's why nothing was working.
Well, we figured it out. Doesn't that feel good?
You know what? I'll be honest.
No.
As someone who's often right,
Yeah.
it's kind of nice to be wrong once in a while.
Maybe it was nice to be wrong in the company of me.
Well, you're so non-judgmental, and I know you're having a tough day. Emily's having a tough day, folks. And she's showing up for you guys.
Showing up, showing out.
Showing out, inspirited by the amount of podcast fans who came out to the shows this past week in Portland and Seattle, which were great.
Do you want to talk about the skateboard I saw on your Instagram?
Yeah, we can talk about it sitting right there. You want to see? I'll show it to you for the Patreon. It's a Party Goblin skateboard. And the coolest part was smuggling it on board the plane. I just draped a coat over it and I was like, just let me on. But I sat next to a guy who was like in a punk rock band and he was like, do you skateboard? And I was like, no, but thank you for thinking that I may.
Why do you have to smuggle it? Are skateboards not allowed?
You get one personal item, one carry-on, and they will take it.
Right.
But they'll let you have a coat. So kind of like, it was like smuggling an animal in. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I just shoved it. I mean, really it shouldn't count because it's thin, so any bag could sit on top of it. But yeah.
They don't want to
shout out to that. What?
Well, you had your beanie on, right? Too.
I have a cool sweatshirt, and like comics can always tell who's in a band. And like I asked him to watch my bag while I went to go pee. Then we started talking, and shout out to Vince, who's in a hardcore punk rock band. And I think I look pretty cool talking to him. He thought I was pretty cool. Anyway.
Okay.
Kind of those things that you're like, oh, I'm a 42-year-old mother of 2, not a skateboarder. Don't want to crack my teeth, but I like that I looked like I could.
Yeah.
So that was enough for me to snack on sexually.
Oh.
I shouldn't
So
have said sexually. And looked
are
at
you
you. I'm sorry.
are you gonna try to teach the kids how to skateboard?
We have a little one that I kind of never gave to see her if they want to, but I don't know. My pet peeve against my knock against skateboarders of my age. Yes, there are plenty of women that skateboard, but when I was growing up, you'd often see the girl carrying her skateboard because you want to have been in the skateboard world, but I didn't see girls doing it as much as guys, but it was always the girl that was like, yeah, me too. And it's like, really? Fucking get on. Let's see an ollie.
I think I tried to be a skateboarder, but the problem was that I think you have to put in more work than you get back versus a bike.
Turns out It's a sport. And I did get one for Hanukkah one year. And I remember it because it was kind of thick and it had Bart Simpson on it. And it was called the Bart Simpson Official Vehicle of Destruction.
Oh.
And eventually I gave it to my brother and he knows how to skateboard. And I just kind of never stuck with it and pursued other things.
Yeah.
There's this one Brazilian skateboarder that I followed for years. Her name is Leticia. I think it's Buffoni. And she's like, I don't know, like super cool lesbian vibes, but I think she's straight, just fucking shredded with dope tattoos, and she's hot and she skateboards. She's like a professional skateboarder. And I saw her at customs going to Italy for our honeymoon. And I was just like, hi. And she said nothing. And then I stopped following her because I was like, what am I getting out of this? Like, I'm never going to live like this.
I just think it's so much more effort than rollerblading or biking.
Yeah, so much more. There's a reason more people do that.
Well, wouldn't it be cool to do a trick out of the bowl?
Fucking sick.
It'd be
The what?
So cool. The bowl, when
so
you go
cool.
down in the bowl.
Half pipe.
And the bowl.
What do you mean
the
like
bowl's
when
like
there's
the
double?
pool.
Call that
No,
the
where
double
it's
pipe.
just in the, no, when you're just in.
In the pool, yeah. You know what I think is cool? To do a handstand in the pool, in the water. That's cool too. No one's ever impressed by that.
No.
Speaking of childhoods, my mother and stepfather are on their way here for Thanksgiving, which I have fully rejected this year, and we're going 100% Chinese food.
What do you mean on their way? Like they're getting here today, right? It's on a multi-day journey.
It's a full day journey because they're coming from a small airport in Florida. You got to connect. Of course, you got to take American. Of course, it's got to be late. And they're doing that Thanksgiving travel. And I love reading articles about travel around Thanksgiving because the media needs to scare you. So it's like 80 million Americans traveling, many over 50 miles from their home. I'm like, get in the car.
Yeah.
Get in the car.
Yeah.
You're having it with your parents.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Because by the time people hear this, it's going to be the next day.
No,
And I just found out that
it's the
since
day
we don't,
before.
I meant to say the day before.
Oh, yeah.
I just found out we don't have regular TV. And so we have no way to watch the Thanksgiving Day parade.
You can probably, there's like Pluto and Tubi have like live channels you can probably watch for free.
I'm going to write that down because I was like, there's got to be like a VPN I can get illegally.
I would guarantee Pluto or Tubi has live, like they just have live, like ABC, whatever, you'll find
There's got to be something. I got to like get a free subscription to YouTube TV, which is great. And so that's what we're doing. And you know what bothered me? I was like, this is so cool. I'm doing Chinese food. And so many people were like, yeah, we're Jewish. We do that too. I'm like, no, that's not the thing. The thing is Chinese food on Christmas. Even regular people celebrate Thanksgiving. So I don't know why you're agreeing with me.
Yeah. Yeah. Chinese food on Christmas, not just whenever.
Not just fucking, then you're just eating Chinese food.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just like a lot of discussion about meals. Mom was like, well, Randy would really like authentic Mexican food. And I was like, okay, we can go, but we only have so many meals. And then you're eating like every meal out and you're like feeling disgusting. That's what the holiday is designed to do.
Are you going to take them to your new favorite family Mexican restaurant?
I thought about it. She was like, I heard your podcast and Randy would love to go to El Torito. And I was like, if we don't bring the kids, I kind of don't want to go. Anyways, it's a whole thing. It's a whole tepid experience, and my holiday decor grows stronger and stronger, and my urge to buy more and more things like mushrooms and acorns and squirrels. And then I keep reminding myself we're not even hosting Thanksgiving. Nobody cares what you have. So I can't wait for that December 1st. I'm sorry, not even. I can't wait for the day after Thanksgiving when the house turns into full holiday mode. That's my Super Bowl.
Was it last year or the year before that you had like 1 billion people over for Thanksgiving?
It was the year before, and that was the year we stopped doing it.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel appreciated.
It's too much. We're having, one of my parents' friends is coming over who's like a nice guy that can carry a conversation. So I'm like, great.
Are you going to get drunk?
Probably not.
There's something delicious, and maybe it's less for you because you live by your parents, but like about a returning home being, for all intents and purposes, an only child holiday where you kind of just get to be a brat and like a little drunk. Like I remember this one going home, not home to Florida, but my parents, and I just like drank a lot of vodka grapefruit juice. My mom's like, what are you doing? I was like, he won't text me back. And I was just like a little miserable.
I think that SNL sketch of the Back Home Ballers is one of the most brilliant sketches ever. And I think of it every year because I think it's so accurate. Probably for certain demographics, but it's just so, you roll in, you're like, here's my stuff. I'm laying on the couch. Get me a food. Little bowls of food.
I can't do that now that I know better.
Yeah, I can't do that now because I live down the street. I'll go over. My mom's like, take the dog out. My dad's like, she's a guest. Mom's like, no, she's not. My mom's
She's
right.
a guest.
My
Your
mom's
mom
right.
is
I'm not a guest. I should just
But-
take the dog out.
That is a special moment. The like liminal space that is walking the dog after the meal. And like, you were like, will I return home to like a different house? Like there's something very cozy about that. Anyways, we won't be walking Tianfu. We'll be deep in San Gabriel Valley eating Chinese food. So
Why?
what?
Why aren't you at your house?
I'm not going. We're going for Chinese food.
Oh, for the meal. Yes. Okay. For some reason, in my mind, you're having like takeout. So you could still eat it at
No,
home. But I
we're
guess what's the
going-
point then? Go let someone else bring it to you.
No, we're going to a serious like Chinese banquet
Yeah.
place. And that's what we're doing. And that's the season. And I'm going to watch that Thanksgiving Day parade and just try to enjoy these few weeks where my life actually, I have incredible news to share, but I can't share it on the
Mhm.
podcast yet. But my life has really ramped up and will be for the next few weeks. And then I can rest on Christmas
Only on Christmas, the one day.
because literally no one's working other than people who have to work. So other than our first responders. So, and we'll see you guys coming up here in Highland at the Yamava Casino. Nice little family trip if you want to come out there. And then I'll see you in San Diego on that Sunday. And I'm doing a corporate gig in between. My family can have nice things.
All right. You want to do some holiday questions, some other questions?
Folks, Emily is dealing with a personal issue. So if you are seeing this version of her as a tepid facsimile of the normally ebullient Emily, just know she's fighting her own battles. Okay?
I mean, I
So
guess
be
I'm
nice to
not
her.
usually ebullient, but I probably usually have more energy.
That was the joke.
Oh,
No, you're a nightmare usually. And so I have to deal with you less now, which is great.
I think I perk it up when I need
So
to.
do it. Is it hurting?
It's
Don't
hard.
worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Are you the only person in the world whose face is the same color as their scalp?
You know what? When I realized things were going bad for me on Friday, I was in a meeting and my face and my lips were the same color.
Oh my God.
And I was like,
You're like, I got to log out of this. Can I request PTO so I can go adjust my lips?
I was like, something's not good.
Did you see that thing online about the person who told their boss, like I don't know if millennial or Gen Z, that their uncle had died? And the boss was basically like, I'm going to need a doctor's note. And they were like, it's a personal thing. And he's like, you can work from there. I can see
Yeah.
both sides. I can see both sides. He's like, it's just your uncle.
I just saw one where it was like, woman leaves the letter and shits on boss's desk after quitting. And I was like, that's so like,
Does that
I
get
think
you?
that's like a crime. Like I would like if you just wrote a mean little letter, that's one thing.
I
but
think it's actually assault. Yeah.
yeah.
So I was looking at the Patreon, which great news. I got my hearts and likes back.
I didn't turn off likes.
It was a bug. Anyways, I got it. Yeah. Thanks for not responding to that, by the way. But I saw a lot of updates, saw a lot of new questions. I saw some holiday ones. So I hope you've culled them. I hope you actually did the job.
There were not as many holiday questions. So, we're going to do
Okay.
our, but we have some and we have questions and there's some Christmas and there's some, people just have a variety of questions.
Their own timelines. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Her fans are just weighing in with what they got, but we do have some holiday questions. So let's go. I, 42, female, have a holiday question. I was laid off from my leadership position at a major aerospace company at the beginning of 2025. I had a very comfortable six-figure salary that had been cut by more than half with only unemployment funds from the state as my income now.
Wait, is that a 3-figure salary?
Yeah.
$400 a year?
No, I guess it's. Oh, that's weird. A 6-figure salary cut in half becomes a 4-figure salary.
No, you could make $600,000. Now you make $300,000.
Oh, in my mind,
the
a 6-figure salary is always 100,000.
Oh, funny. Okay.
Okay, yeah, it probably was a lot more than that.
I always thought 6 figures was $1 million.
7 figures is $1 million.
Yeah. Interesting. Is that interesting that I'm an idiot? I guess I think about counting the zeros. There's 6 zeros in $1 million.
Yeah, but there's commas. Okay.
You got me there.
I had a very comfortable 6-figure salary that has been cut by more than half with only unemployment funds from the state as my income now. I was the breadwinner and I've never been unemployed since I started working at 16. So Christmas looks very different for my husband and I this year. Gift giving is my favorite thing to do. And this year, we're only shopping for the kids that still live at home for both our families. How do we tell everyone, the adults we usually buy for, that we're essentially taking Christmas off? I never imagined I would still be unemployed a year later. Wish we could see you in Seattle this weekend, but it's not in the budget.
If you have to worry about how you explain to, you mean to adult children, not adults in your life?
I think adults in the family. So it's like, hey, I'm going to give your kids something, but you're not, and don't get anything for me.
Okay. So what I was going to say is, if you have to worry about how to explain to an adult that they don't get a Christmas gift, then that is not someone you need in your life. Like, anybody who loves you should love whatever you give them, good gift, bad gift, great or small. And that's it. And if you feel you need to explain yourself, it could simply be, hey, Gary and I are just doing gifts for the kids this year. Come on over for some hot chocolate. Like, you don't have to think about that. That's really fucked up if a 35-year-old man is like, where's my checkers? Where's my gift? Where's my game? Where's my regulation size Trivial Pursuit?
Yeah, I guess if somebody gets you a gift, it's like, well, they should be happy to give you a gift. And if they don't get something back, so what? Suck it.
I mean, there's also like small things that you can gift that are fine, or, hey, we thought everyone would love an umbrella or something, but like, you could just do kids and just send an email, be like, hey, we're just doing kids gifts this year. Hope everyone's cool with that. Nobody's going to say anything.
Yeah.
And you can also put out there, like, we don't want any gifts. Like, and then it looks like you're expecting stuff back. But you really, with all the financial stresses you're feeling, you really don't have to worry about that. It's supposed to be a beautiful, warm time of year, not what we actually celebrate.
Right.
Yeah. Say less. I have found a beauty in that, saying less. Hey, just letting you know, we're going to be, what size are the kids? You could ask that. You could start with a question. Hey, what size are Jimmy and Jelly? They're 7. Okay, great. We're only doing gifts for the kids this year and we want to nail it. That's it. Like, wrap it up in and we want to make sure that we all get harnesses for them that are the right size.
But you also don't want them being like, yeah, Timmy and Jelly want MacBooks.
Who asked what? Who are you getting gifts for that are so huge that aren't your children?
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't know. I don't remember. I mean, I guess family got me gifts, but as a kid, but
not like that.
Nothing
substantial. What? That's weird.
No,
that's weird. Then you're like, what's going on with you and my kid?
Right. Are you their real mother? And I didn't know.
I was thinking something worse.
No.
Don't think about it.
Yeah, you're fine.
You're fine.
Lately, I've had so much to do. I am running around like crazy. I have to be in 5 different places at once. It's nonstop, and it stresses me out, to be honest. And a friend said to me, Iliza, relax. You can only be where your feet are. And it sounds like a simple thing, but I wiggled my toes, and I realized I was wearing a pair of Bombas. And I realized that the only part of the last few hours of my day that felt comfortable were my feet. Because Bombas socks wrap around your foot. They grip my foot. I love wearing Bombas on stage. I wear them to work out. I love wearing them on airplanes. And I love a fresh pair of Bombas. In addition to making socks that are delicious for your feet, Bombas is really stepping up their slipper and slide game this season. And these always make a great gift. Everybody wants something comfy for their feet. They make fluffy things, suede things, a little something for every foot. And if there's one thing Bombas knows, it's feet. And we haven't gotten to the best part yet. For every pair of Bombas you purchase, Bombas donates one to someone facing homelessness on your behalf. So anytime you get something cozy and warm for your feet, someone else does too. This holiday season, gift Bombas and have your friends and loved ones going from aw, socks to socks. Sock, yeah. Head over to bombas.com/Iliza and use code Iliza for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/Iliza. Code Iliza at checkout. You know that feeling when you're like, I'll just pop on social media real quick. I'll do a little scroll, no big deal. And then it's an hour later. And you're not any better for it. In fact, you feel a lot worse and you didn't learn anything. Well, it's time to take back your time and enroll in Masterclass. You can get unlimited access to over 200 classes from some of your favorite celebrities, taught by the world's best business leaders, writers, chefs, and more. My mom was writing a book, and she did Masterclass. She loved the classes from Joyce Carol Oates on the art of short stories. I enjoyed the David Sedaris ones. I think he's hilarious. You can get classes on anything from digital media to community and government. You can learn about gut health, all from people who are masters of their field. With Masterclass, you can get thousands of bite-sized lessons across 13 categories that can fit into even the busiest of schedules. This is not college. This is not hours and hours of lectures. These are small classes that are digestible, taught by people that we all love. And these classes really make a difference. 3 in 4 surveyed members feel inspired every time they watch Masterclass. Plus, every new membership comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk. Right now, our listeners get an additional 15% off any annual membership at masterclass.com/Iliza. That's 15% off at masterclass.com/Iliza. Masterclass.com/Iliza.
Kids don't know the value of $1. Well, how can they when we give them everything? And even when you give your kids chores, there's no way that the 25 cents you're paying your kid to pick up their toys actually means anything in the real world. Don't you want your kids to understand their finances and be self-sufficient? Well, you got to start them early. Acorns Early lets kids learn by doing. Acorns Early is the money app and debit card that makes it easy to grow your kids' smart money habits. They can earn money with the in-app chore tracker, practice real-life budgeting with automatic allowances, and even set up their own savings goals. How cute is that? It's not just a card. It's their card. With 35 plus customizable designs to choose from, it really helps kids to feel financially empowered. And they feel the impact of their spending choices, which sparks independence and confidence with every swipe. Ready to join the over 1.2 million parents and kids who have unlocked their kids' potential with Acorns Early? Get your first month on us when you head to acornsearly.com/Iliza or download the Acorns Early app. That's 1 month free when you sign up at acornsearly.com/Iliza. Acorns Early Card is issued by NBKC Bank, member FDIC, pursuant to license via USA. Free trial for new subscribers only. Subscription fee starting from $5 per month unless canceled. Terms apply at acornsearly.com/early terms.
Holiday question /advice / am I the Grinch? That's the new am I the asshole? Am I the Grinch?
I like that.
Hi, Liza and Emily, and the rest of the crew, including Scotty 1 and 2.
Oh, hi.
Longtime listener, first time asker, not a trucker, teacher, or nurse getting my master's, but adjacent. What does that mean?
Which part?
Adjacent to what? Love the pod, fellow language buff, Patreon subscriber, coming to see you in December.
Yes. Yes.
Hope you guys are all doing wonderfully. You can call me Katie.
Okay, Katie, let's go.
I am a 38-year-old female married for 8 years, and the last 1.5 have been rocky. That's a question for another day. Don't want to be greedy. I'm a big talk it out brainstormer. The holiday question. My generous in-laws who visit every couple months, so much so that when they are here, they let us know when they'll be out next, invited us out to Christmas at their house in the Midwest when they were out in mid-October while planning the next family vacation out here in February. We are in Southern California. So, okay. There's a lot of seeing them. They are big airline people and are always generous enough to cover our flight costs. If you haven't already guessed, I'm not super excited to go. Would rather stay home with our 11-year-old dog, even though she'll be with my parents getting spoiled and loved. My thinking is go out, but maybe only for a short time, like 4 days, early in Tuesday, late flight out Friday night, Christmas is Thursday. My husband wants to go for longer. Also said he was going before asking me if I was going to come. Saying it's been a while since we were back for a holiday. We were back there in the summer for a funeral. I can't tell if I'm totally burnt out or what by not wanting to go. Last week, I talked it out with a friend and decided to go and felt okay about it. On Friday, after he had a stressful day at work, he asked me if I'd decide on the trip, and I let him know that I'm okay to go, but I would like to come home the night before rather than the next morning. And if he wanted to stay longer, no worries. Mm-hmm. My in-laws are classic. Get to the airport 2+ hours early, leave the house double early. So no matter when we fly out, we leave the house early, which never allows for any hangout time, breakfast, etc. Right. So you don't want to be there the next morning just to go to the airport.
Midwest, you could be flying out of O'Hare. Woof. Better walk back.
He got really upset saying things like, he expected me to be supportive and why does it always have to be my way? Can't I just act like his wife and go along with it for once or do what a wife's supposed to do and be supportive? These rubbed me the wrong way, and I explained that I would prefer to stay here for the holidays, but I'm compromising by going. Couldn't we just come home a night earlier? I mentioned how we discussed this last time, how flying out even in late morning means we travel most of the day. He was annoyed and angry and wasn't in the right headspace to have a productive discussion, so I ended the conversation pretty soon after since it was getting personal and starting to get cyclical, and I didn't want it to escalate more. Neither of us brought it up over the weekend. We spent it mostly apart, but he did love bomb me, and I'm still feeling very about the whole situation. On Monday, he checked in again about the trip, and I showed him what I was thinking, and we booked it, which kind of surprised me that there was no pushback, but I could tell he was still upset. Would you have any big sister advice on this one or critiques for me in the situation? Vielen Dank, which is many thanks. This is
A question for you.
Yeah.
Katie,
Yeah.
does it always have to be your way? Because that's a pretty rough indictment if that's not the case. You don't really want to go because you want to be with the dog because it's the thing that gives you comfort and no pushback. So again, I ask you, does it always have to be your way?
I am annoyed by the fact that this really feels like a way that he's digging in his heels that doesn't matter. Because if it was like, okay, Saturday morning, we're going to get breakfast, we're going to say leisurely goodbyes, and we're going to catch a flight. Not like we're going to get up at 5 a.m., go to the airport and wait. Like, why? I'd rather do that the night before. I've always preferred for doing a red eye if I need to get home, if I'm going from West Coast to East Coast, because I just want to get home. I don't want to get up at 5 a.m. You know, I'd rather just leave at 11 p.m. the night before. Let me out of here.
But I think it's less that and more like you're saying, I don't want to go. I'm feeling uncomfortable in general with you. I'm not happy. We're not in a good place.
Yeah.
I want to be at home on this holiday. You want to go see your family, and he's citing we haven't been there in a while, and he's probably right. And so you're saying like, okay, I'll go for a little, but after that, by the way, 3 or 4 days is plenty.
Yeah, she's going 4 days. He wants to stay one more morning.
It's kind of like negligible. You both could, it's kind of like on Shark Tank where they're like, once you're making $1 billion, a point's not going to matter either way. You know, I guess the question is, do you always have fun when you do go? Or is it uncomfortable? It seems like you like them and your thing is like, I don't want to be away. He's charging you with things that might carry some water. Like, are you not supportive? Do you not do things that he, when you guys got married, thought you would do? I just think it's worth examining.
Fair. And it sounds like her parents live nearby because they're going to leave the dog with her parents. But these people are coming. They saw them in summer for a funeral, not a fun hang. Okay. Then they came to their house in like October or whatever. They're already planning a February trip. They want to hang out for Christmas. It sounds like every few months, one of them is in the other space.
Okay. And in which case it's like, well, you do see your parents a lot. But there is the feeling of like being home, seeing your friends. However, even as a spouse, like given that you're not like, your life is not all about this husband, like it is kind of like, okay, well, I've been to your hometown. What is it that you want there? And why do I have to be there? If you want to go see your buddies, like why do I have to sit there quietly? So I do think what you're offering is a fair compromise, but I would look at what is behind what he's saying to you.
If you look at what's behind and you realize you're right, then he's just a dick. So there you go. Look at what's behind. Is he just being argumentative because he wants to get his way and he likes his tradition of going to the airport at 3 a.m.? So this is a heavier ask, but I feel like you are always tasteful. I guess.
So you feel that way. Thank you.
Yeah. Iliza. My best friend's dad just passed away suddenly last night. My best friend is close to inconsolable. Tomorrow, I go to the funeral to support my friend and his family. If you didn't know, in Muslim culture, it's important to be buried within 24 hours of death, and that's why it's so soon. Now, the question, Christmas is around the corner. And I was looking at some of those engraved photos with a photo that was taken of his whole family very recently with some quote. Is that a tacky gift? Is it too soon to as a reminder at the holidays? Do you have a better gift idea? Just trying to be thoughtful to a dude who's always had my back. I'm Matt. Thanks, OG fan, LCS.
You want to go to the funeral with that gift, or you're saying give it at Christmas?
So this question came in today. He is going to the funeral tomorrow. he
You want to
is
give it at
already
Christmas.
thinking like, is that too soon? Is Christmas?
First of all, super fun fact, Jews also have to bury their dead within 24 hours because they are Abrahamic religions and they have a lot more in common than people want us to admit.
Is
or
it
believe.
24? I knew that it was soon, but I didn't know that about Judaism. I thought it was like a couple of days. That's interesting.
You might be right, but it is immediate. It's not like Catholics where we like put the body on display and like you have a sandwich and it like weeks go by. It's nothing like that.
Right.
I think it has something to do with your soul.
Probably.
I think anything that you do, I think that's incredibly thoughtful. And I don't think there's like a too soon. It's not like you're like handing it over the open grave
Yeah.
at the service. So I think that's really lovely. And the fact that you thought about it, I think he will be so touched to have
Yes.
anything. And the fact that you printed a picture, which no one does, may I suggest an aura frame using code Iliza.
All
And you can
right.
load it up with pictures of the dad.
Yes,
I think
but-
that's nice.
I do think printing something, I think it shows a certain amount of thought. I think we rarely get printed pictures now. And so in this instance, like, while I loved a digital frame, I think they're so fun. I think as a one-off gift, being like here, I think that's really nice. And I think if it affects him in a way that makes him cry, I think it will still be something he wants to have. It's not like he's not going to want to look at his family. I do think you should be prepared for Christmas and the holidays, not because he celebrates it, but just because the holidays are hard for people. So, just also be there for him. Like, take him out, hang out, do your stuff, give him the gift, but also be
he
with
doesn't
him.
need to know. Get the gift. And you know what? A good gift is appreciated in different ways as time goes on.
Yes.
So it might be hard to look at now, but to look at it a year from now. And the fact that you went out of your way to do that, I think would be appreciated by anyone. So guys say go for it.
Yes, I agree.
Inshallah.
Hi, guys. My friend is 32 years old, first baby, owns her house in LA, and lives there with her baby daddy. She owns her house in LA. I am 26, recently single, living with a roommate. Over a year ago, before she got pregnant, I started getting hysterical phone calls after her and her boyfriend would fight. It was always the same thing, that he won't propose, he's childish, unreasonable, and she feels unsafe communicating in their relationship. When she told me she was pregnant, I was excited for her because she had wanted a baby so badly. The fighting cooled off, but there was still tension about a pending engagement. She's 4 months pregnant, and I'm working my ass off, about to leave for a 2-week trip to Europe for my birthday. My friend insists we do something in LA to celebrate. We decided on going to tea at the Huntington Gardens, but the tickets sold out.
Yeah, they always sell out.
Yeah.
How does anyone go to that?
I chose a restaurant I like in Pasadena instead. She did not like the restaurant and said it wasn't special enough to celebrate my birthday. She made me pay for my lunch and said we would do something better when I got back. I was pissed.
What?
That's so insane.
And she only said that once you got there?
I guess. She's at the restaurant like, this isn't good enough for you. You pay. Of course, we never did. And frankly, I didn't want to because I was throwing her baby shower a month after getting back from my trip. She said she would pay for the entire thing. I was happy to be on the funded party planning committee when I volunteered. When we started inviting guests, it came out that her agoraphobic mother, who lives in Pennsylvania, would not be joining. She had one cousin flying in for the party and invited my mom to be the stand-in grandmother on her side. My mom was thrilled. She loves this shit. But I found it a little weird because this is an adult friend of mine my mom had met twice.
This is an adult. Right.
The baby daddy's entire side of the family was coming. His mom offered to throw the party where they live in Miami, but my friend's doctor said no trips to Florida while pregnant in case of an emergency.
In case
good
you
call.
are dying and they won't save your life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Texas.
Florida specifically. Once my mom was involved, she said guest of honor is absolutely not paying for her shower. I thought this was unnecessary, but my mom insisted she pay. So of course I coughed up cash I really didn't have to spend on this. That's your mom's fault. The party went great. My friend was thrilled. The next weekend, she's in the hospital having an emergency C-section and her baby is born 3 months early. I was in Newport. Can you tell I'm a preemie?
You?
Yeah.
No. You have a huge head.
I know.
I beat the system.
I beat the system. I was in.
I have so much hair.
I did
This was
when I
supposed to be
born.
a triplet. Look at this hair.
I ate
It came rocketing out.
I was in Newport Beach having dinner with my then boyfriend when she called me asking me to come to the hospital. We turned around and drove back to LA. Baby is fine for being born at 29 weeks. Mom is fine and recovering from surgery. I checked on both of them a few days later. My friend is pumping milk like she was running a dairy farm and is in freakishly high spirits, saying she's fine and feels great.
Okay.
I started getting weird texts from her the following week at all hours of the day and night about fighting with her man, construction projects at home, and this Airbnb she was staying in while they removed lead paint from what would be a nursery. A few days later, her baby daddy calls me and says she's hospitalized for what we now know is the beginning of a manic episode.
Right.
The doctors discharged her against her wishes and told her to get some sleep. Doctors told her she couldn't be alone, but she refused to stay with her man. Another friend of hers and I took turns over the weekend. I woke up at 2 a.m. to her standing over me, saying she was making me her emergency contact because her baby daddy can't be trusted. And then she went outside and smoked cigarettes, talking to a friend in Portugal until 5 a.m. I was so...
She has horrific postpartum.
Yeah. I was so...
She also may have already had like a mental issue, but this woman is suffering from horrific postpartum depression.
Yeah. I was so fucking fried at this point. I told the other friend and the baby daddy I was off duty. Over the next 48 hours, the mania got so bad she went into psychosis and is hospitalized again. After being medicated during her 72-hour hold, she is released. I picked her up from the psych ward on her 32nd birthday. 2 months go by, she's stabilizing in an intensive outpatient treatment program while the baby is in the NICU. Now, baby is home. She is medicated and stable. She wants to kick this friendship back into gear, and I really don't.
Ooh.
I'm exhausted after what we've been through, and the dark cloud of her miserable relationship is always looming. She will call me late at night after her and her baby daddy have gotten in a terrible fight. He threatens to leave her and the baby all the time, but she won't kick him out. They're both seeing therapists together and separately. I really want to phase this drama out, but I don't want to hurt her. She is going through so much and she needs a friend. I need big sister advice. Thank you. Longtime listener, little sister.
So your friend was already having issues before.
With the boyfriend.
No, I just mean in general.
Yes.
Before the baby came along. I am not a psychologist, so I cannot diagnose that, but I can tell you behavior of promising something. I had a friend like this, like promising something and then never delivering it, taking you out and being like, this wasn't nice enough. I'm not going to pay for it. Let's do something else. Like, it's like she has all these ambitions, means to do stuff, but doesn't follow through. Without the baby stuff, yes, having a friend who is in a relationship that sucks and you always have to hear about it and they do nothing to fix it. And now she can't because they have a child together. That puts you at a disadvantage because your opinion is never heard and you just become like a spiritual sounding board and punching bag. And she went through all this stuff, which is awful, but you are playing the role of the boyfriend in a way. Like you're picking her up. She's talking to you about her troubles. This is too much for you. Plus, you're 26, she's 32.
I think is it vice versa? Hold on.
No.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
This is a huge age difference at that age.
And for that maturity level, I think. Where she's with the baby daddy and doesn't.
There's that. But like a 26-year-old girl and a 32-year-old girl are just miles apart. You should be out being in your 20s. You should have a roommate. You got to get rid of it soon. But like, you guys are just in different places. It's not about her. She's a homeowner, but like you guys are just in different places and she is it's not that you're not smart or not centered or not in touch, but she's relying on a 26-year-old girl to do so much emotional lifting. That's not fair. And she doesn't reciprocate. For some reason, the birthday thing really informs me a lot because like that type of behavior, like I'm willing to bet she has not been there for you in a substantial way. And it's not like friendships are tit for tat, but then again, they kind of are because this is not your husband.
I think
so.
Yeah. It would be a different conversation if she had been a really reliable friend and now is going through a tough time. But she's been an unreliable friend, is now going through a tough time. You're putting even more effort into this friendship, which is commendable. You've been there for her. And I understand that feeling of not wanting to leave her alone. But if she won't get out of that relationship,
yeah,
you can't.
And you don't want to be the one to keep saying it. Now the guy's calling you. And the truth is, she will get to finally marry him. She'll be like, you always said bad things about him, or she'll leave him, or she'll move back home out of state. You will have put in so much time and energy into helping this friend that needs someone, and it will never be reciprocated, and she will leave you with nothing. One day she will just disappear, or she will move on, and you will have wasted so much time taking care of this woman's emotions.
When she's with a different guy, I would hazard a guess she won't need you. Do you know what I mean? Like,
right. That's right. She's treating you, she's not being mean to you, but she is treating you like you owe her, like you're her sister, like you'll always be there. There's nothing tying you to this woman. You didn't say anything about like prior history, like you grew up together or something. Like you're just two friends in LA.
LA. Yeah.
In LA, 26. Guess how many people I'm friends with from when I was 26? Like 3. And Emily's one of them. This female urge to be like, she's going through a tough time. She's not thinking about you. She's taking you for granted. And I'm seeing nothing that shows that she cares.
Yeah. And she is maybe, we're wrong. And a year ago, she was an incredible friend, but I think you would have said that.
I think you would have. You did not. And your omission speaks volumes.
Yeah.
So your question is, what do I do? And we're saying move on from her. You don't have to cut her off cold turkey. You don't want to like write her an email and then it makes her cry. I think you just become less and less available.
Yeah.
And it will surprise you because she'll be like, hey, you're not answering the phone. You can just be like, I'm sorry. I'm just really tired today. Like because your goal is to end this, you don't have to worry about how it comes off when you put yourself first. And you have to get comfortable with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to think
you
of
are
examples.
A good friend.
You're a good friend and that's great. And you should go be friends with someone that you can be a good friend to where it feels good.
Yeah.
But giving and giving and giving, it's just not sustainable.
Yeah, especially, you got to put your life mask on. Like when somebody's having this many problems, that's really hard to involve yourself with.
All the time. I had a friend that had a friend like this in college, and it was always rehab. I forgot something. I left your door open. I forgot this. I didn't pay you for this. Lying. And it happened for years. And eventually she had to literally write him an email, cut him off. He disappeared. It was like not an issue. All this is to say, she's not like a scorned lover. You don't have to cut her out and cut her off. But I do think if she, 5 a.m. is texting you about her boyfriend, you can simply write, if you choose to write at all. You could also just be sleeping. You could simply write, like, you really need to talk to him about this. I can't be the one to hear it anymore. Like, you can say these things.
Yes. Yes. And yeah. And you're not alone. You better believe I've been in this situation more than once.
Oh, yeah. It's such a weird, like, the best way I can put it is like not hot way to feel as a woman where all you do is receive some other woman's shit about a guy that she's fucking. And then it's like the two of them versus you when they get back together and you're like kind of being her boyfriend because you're talking shit on this. You're like, I have my own sex life and you're not listening to me.
Yeah.
You're not taking my advice and I don't even want to be the one that orchestrates your breakup. Like it's not me versus him. Get your sloppy shit together. That's cool. And then you went and had a baby with him. Cool.
And he keeps threatening he keeps leaving and she won't kick him out. It's her home that she owns in LA and she won't kick out this baby dad. It's you can only help someone so much. Okay, now we have some more drama and it's related to you and that it happened in your comment section. Someone called out their friend and got in trouble.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so someone wrote in and said, this might not be juicy, but it's funny and it's Iliza's fault. Love you. Please keep this anonymous as I've already poked the bee's nest by doing something without anonymity. So she says, am I in the wrong here? I made a comment on one of Iliza's posts and referenced something someone did. So I'm going to read you what that comment was.
Okay. What was the post?
You would post it. It's a video from a stand-up special. I don't know which one. And this person commented, my sister-in-law brought her 12-week unfixed female puppy. The wedding was on a private farm that I worked at that doesn't allow dogs without permission. They had 2 guard dogs that were not neutered. They didn't even ask if it was okay. They just assumed because it was a farm, it would be fine. No, I was so pissed. The guard dogs spent the whole day chasing that puppy around and being obnoxious. Can you guess what part of your stand-up that would have been commented on?
Oh, it's my puppy rape joke.
Okay, then yes. So this was what this person commented. That person's friend saw the comment, sent it to the offending party. They called my husband and are demanding I remove my comment. I feel
oh my God.
I feel it's not my problem for a number of reasons. 1, her feelings are not my problem. 2, I'm allowed to feel how I feel about things that she did, and the past is the past and can't be changed. 3, someone else should not be able to police what I do or say from my personal social media account, no matter how it makes them feel. Don't like it, keep scrolling. 4, I didn't name names, so unless someone in Iliza's fan base knows me and the inner workings of my life, they're not going to know who I'm talking about. So
At all.
Yeah.
I guess it's like, no. And also, nobody's visiting a post.
Okay, wait. At the end, she says, see screenshots, but please don't read it or do whatever. They already hate me. Love your life. I'm sorry. We have to read this comment to give context. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Also, like, again, a post gets posted. We interact with it. Only psychopaths go back to like argue or like do stuff like that. Like, nobody's going to think about it again. After like 24 hours, nobody's going to think about it. Nobody's checking that. And she's thinking it makes her look bad. Nobody's looking at that. And you did it kind of as a joke. You didn't do it to hurt her. You're like, this is crazy. And now she feels crazy. She wants you to take it down. You don't need to take it down. No one's going to look at that. That's so silly.
But what a scary fear, like that you comment on Iliza's puppy Facebook video and that someone knows what you're talking about. That means that everybody knows that happened. That means that it was talked about that this person did this. So it's like,
what is she upset about? That it happened or that other people who were there acknowledge that it happened?
I guess that this person that is complaining about it on a public forum, but I think it's so funny.
I mean, if you want to keep the peace in your friend group, take it down. But I can't imagine by the time we read this that anybody will be thinking about that.
Yeah.
I bet you end up taking it down though. Because the truth is, you don't get, it's not like you make any money off of it. It's not like you're getting, like, I think you're just so in disbelief that this woman did that. You're like, well, here's something funny and crazy.
Yeah.
It is, but I hear the other side of it. To me, it is wild when people leave long personal comments in a comment section. It is, I would never occur to me if I saw a joke about kids for me to be like, one time last year, Sierra was
But
looking
look, people are reading it, clearly.
People are reading it. And obviously enough of your friends are my fans, which is great. You've got great friends. The question is, do you want to save the friendship? That's what this comes down to.
The thing is, I would take it down, but Iliza, I was actually thinking of you because I don't know how you deal with this because I actually now have dealt with, I had 2 videos that got views, okay? One was where Rizzoli touches the light bulb and hurts his little hand. It got like over 10,000 views, which is not what I normally get. So now people are commenting like, why is this fucking idiot just filming and not checking on that poor injured cat as if Rizzoli doesn't have the best life? And another is I said, I was so excited because the vet answered the phone when I called instead of the receptionist. It was like, it's me, Dr. And I was like, oh my, I'll bleep her name. And I'm like, oh my God, it's my vet. This one comments, this vet tech is like, oh, so you're one of those who think that the receptionists are worthless and that only the vet matters. And I'm like, I'm actually best friends with every single person who works there. But these comments don't matter. And I'm like, should I delete my vet? Why do these people think this?
Because
How
Emily,
do you deal with this?
Because people are haters and people have no context and they get a snapshot of your life and then they decide that is all that you are. Like, we had a comment on one of our episodes where someone was like, this is giving white supremacist vibes. And I was like, what? And then I was like, what are you talking about? And nothing back. Like, I could literally get on a podcast and I could just be like, women. And they'd be like, all she talks about are women. You could get on a podcast and say anything. I'd be like, yeah, my dog the other day. Oh, so you only thought about your dog the other day. You're not thinking about your dog now. Like, people are unfucking hinged and live in these like microcosms, having these parasocial relationships with only negative energy. You just gotta move on.
It is crazy though.
And by the way, it drives me bonkers because being misunderstood is the worst feeling.
It's the being misunderstood. So I was like, do I take this down? One of them, I replied to the vet tech. I didn't reply to the person who said that my cat was being abused because I was like, yeah. My cats have a hard life, but
because then the more that you say, the more it looks like you do abuse them.
Exactly. So I didn't reply, but I really sat there like, do I reply? Do I delete? What do I? She has to know I'm a good person. Like, why does it matter if she knows that I'm a good person? But so anyway, I would probably delete it out of a panic. But I love that this listener sent it to us because I think third party, it's very juicy and fun.
It is juicy and fun. It is juicy and fun. It's going to be even juicier when you guys have to go to an event together. She's going to be looking at you like, did you take that post down? You're like, oh, from my cold dead hands, Rhonda.
I know in the Ask Iliza Anything universe, we have fans who are fans of sci-fi, fantasy, gaming, and more. And that's why I'm telling you guys specifically about Comic-Con The Cruise. Sailing from January 30th through February 3rd in 2026 on board Celebrity Constellation from Tampa, Florida to Nassau, Bahamas. Comic-Con The Cruise is the ultimate fan adventure. Learn more and see the full 2026 lineup, including host Felicia Day and a slew of talent celebrating fantasy, sci-fi, gaming, and more. This cruise is a place to fully be yourself, whether you're a superhero, a super fan, or just enjoying all the vibes. Everyone fits in here. It's more than a convention. You can meet and interact with fan favorite talent, enjoy intimate experiences you won't find anywhere else, and skip the endless lines found at conventions because you are VIP on this cruise. Your vacation and fandom in one place. Food, accommodation, panels, entertainment, and bonus, Caribbean sunshine. It's all included, so you can just show up, have fun, and find your people. Head to comicconthecruise.com/alive to book your cabin. And don't forget, use code ALIVE for $250 off per cabin on new reservations.
You know what no one talks about is how easy it is to sacrifice nutrition for convenience. How many times have you been starving and you just grabbed some junk food because you're like, well, I just need something, at least it has peanuts, right? Or you've eaten just like a bunch of broccoli or raw vegetables and you're like, well, I'm not satisfied. That felt weird. I've been drinking Kachava, and I will be honest, I was skeptical because most smoothies that you make yourself have disgusting ingredients, hidden sugars, or honestly just kind of taste like weird space ice cream. What I like about Kachava is it's great for your digestion, right? They've got fiber, probiotics, and enzymes. It supports all-day energy with vitamins and minerals, and it supports my immunity system with vitamin C, zinc, and probiotics. I make Kachava in all different ways. I love the vanilla. Sometimes I put it in a blender with ice. Sometimes I just add cold water. Sometimes I throw a banana in there. I've even added my iced coffee for a little extra kick. A fantastic way to nourish your body is by adding more plant-based protein. And with Kachava, you get 25 grams. And it comes in 6 indulgent flavors: chocolate, my favorite vanilla, chai, matcha, coconut acai, and strawberry. With every 2 scoops of Kachava, you get 85 plus superfoods, nutrients, and plant-based ingredients. No artificial flavors, colors, sweeteners, and doesn't give you that weird science experiment aftertaste. Try Kachava risk-free with their Love It guarantee, and you can check out the thousands of rave reviews online if you love it. Shop now through December 2nd to get 30% off your first purchase of 2 or more bags. Go to kachava.com and use code Iliza, valid for new customers. That's 30% off your first order for a limited time at kachava.com, code Iliza.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. You know, we talk a lot about the holidays on Ask Eliza Anything. It's some of our favorite fodder, but the truth is the holidays, especially with the days getting shorter and darker and colder, can also be a very isolating time for a lot of people. And this November, BetterHelp is encouraging everyone to reach out, check in on your friends, reconnect with loved ones, and remind the people in your life that you're there for them. I go through ups and downs all the time, and I do see a therapist. I talk to my therapist, and I find that these things just pour out of me. Whatever I'm going through, whether it's social struggles, personal struggles, issues with my family, sometimes having someone on your side who is actually there to help you, not to take sides, not to represent a family member, not to prove their point. The effects it has had on my mental health in a positive way have been astounding. BetterHelp will pair you with a therapist uniquely designed to help you with your issue. BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct, and they are fully licensed in the United States. And BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. And with over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is one of the world's largest online therapy platforms. Don't wait to reach out. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Eliza. That's betterhelp.com/Eliza.
Okay. Hi, Eliza, Emily, Scotty, all the creatures and gigantic babies. I had my wedding celebration a few weeks ago, and the majority of my husband's family and family friends left me feeling so hurt that I sobbed to him about it a couple days later. Context.
The majority of my husband's family and friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
My husband and I got married in February, but just had the reception early November. We've gone back and forth between ourselves and his family as to how we should celebrate. They felt like we should have a bigger event since people were flying in, whereas I believe that celebrating us, how we are asking should be enough. This put a rift between my parents, husband, and I, but eventually we made a plan for celebration that worked for him and I. We made a plan to get ready at his parents' house with friends and his family. My family would meet us there so we could do a first look. My mom has been recovering from surgery and her energy is pretty low. I also offered to my in-laws that my best friend who's a stylist and doing my hair could help do any touch-ups, pinning, or braiding they might want, but to come with their hair mostly done. This turned into her doing 4 people's hair at about 45 minutes to an hour per person, of course. Something she was not asked to do. I also felt like they felt I was being unreasonable for asking to keep my nephew out of the bridal suite because he doesn't have boundaries with dogs and was freaking my pup out. That's like a very scary sentence about a small boy. He doesn't have boundaries with dogs.
Also, no children
Yeah.
in the bridal suite. Like, give me a break.
Right. No children. When they wanted to, my mother and sister-in-law seemed annoyed with. It only escalated from there. Bullet points the rest of their indiscretions. My nephew was running around in the way and in danger of slamming his fingers in a giant glass doorway, to which his parents and nanny did nothing. So there was a nanny there too, did nothing. When I offered clear direction instructions, I was blatantly ignored. His parents stood in the way as we were trying to take pictures with my brother and parents. His family and extended family were watching the Dodger game, did not get up and dance or be involved with us. They were huddled around the tables. They didn't leave the room for my parents and brother at the designated family tables. They didn't leave room. My sister-in-law told my dad, who's Puerto Rican/Creole, that she was surprised he was so cultured. For reference, I'm one of 2 married in POC to a very white family. Okay, so 2 POC have married these white people. Father-in-law roasted my husband in his speech.
Hold on, I got to get it straight. My sister-in-law, so your husband's sister is white.
Yes.
And you have Creole.
And our question asker is a POC and has married into this white family. The sister-in-law is like, wow, you're so cultured. Father-in-law roasted my husband in his speech, saying he didn't know how he's going to make it through life because he's so empathetic.
That's kind of funny.
It's so weird. Why are they bringing that up? I feel like they made it all about themselves, whereas my family and friends showed up to love on us. My question is really how to move past this with his family without being angry with my husband, who also did not like the majority of what happened. Love and thanks, Bella, a.k.a. Snoopy PJ. Feel free to shorten as needed. I know it's a lot. Snoopy PJ from our live shows.
Oh.
They got married.
I love that. You did it. Well, thus begins the journey of you two as a couple carving out what does and does not work for you.
Because we liked the boyfriend that got the Snoopy PJs seemed like a good guy. So he's kind of the problem because he's not standing up to his family, but it sounds like he was equally unsatisfied. He's not like, yeah, babe, they would need to watch the Dodgers.
I think it just comes down to people. Here's what happened. You didn't want to have a big wedding. They did, correct?
Yes. So then they came up with this to kind of appease them.
Right. So what happens is you say they. I'm guessing it's the mom because I can't imagine a second cousin would care. So what happened is this. You didn't want a big wedding. The other side did. The other side quasi got their way. And the bulk of people were not privy to the conversation that factored in your feelings about wanting something smaller. So almost nobody from the other side attended this event with the fact in mind that you kind of were pushing your own personal boundaries. A lot of them just showed up because they felt that they had to be there, entitled to be there. Nobody was prepared. It was poorly planned. There were no boundaries set in place. And there was no one there from your side to enforce them. And you were relying on your husband, who probably wasn't there for a chunk of it because he probably wasn't in a bridal suite or something. I would chalk this up to a lot of miscommunication and nobody being on your side. The good news is now that you know how familiar and loose that side of the family is, the sister-in-law saying that, it is so shitty. But since you're not saying anyone else said anything racist, she's just shitty and she was wowed.
They just don't have manners.
So I think it's the wedding gift is now you know where your boundaries are. And now you know that you will not be hosting everyone at your house. Now you know who you do and do not need to go out of your way to spend time with. It is a wedding. Things do get exacerbated at a wedding. I would not allow this to color because obviously you got married to him and you're not telling us that you had a problem with them prior to this, although that may have informed why you wanted that small ceremony.
Yeah.
But now you know. And you are allowed, by the way, to hold a grudge with someone for the rest of your marital life because of the way they were at a wedding. I'm telling you that now. You are allowed.
I just think also some people are classless, and those people are classless. Like, you should know at a wedding, you shouldn't make it about yourself. Your kid shouldn't be running around screaming in the bridal suite. These are not things you
100%.
need to be told if you have any class, and their family doesn't have class and yours does. And you know that you have a great support system on your side, and that isn't your new husband lucky to have married you?
They just kind of show up. People just show up. Most people don't show up expecting to really have to show up emotionally. And so you're allowed to feel that way. And that's how you're going to decide the rest of your interactions. And maybe in the future, you just go to someone else's house, or you just make sure to like kind of, and then they'll be like, why is she so closed off? But like, you have your reasons. And I would also make sure that your husband vocalizes these things as much. So it's not just you.
I wonder if there's a little bit of like the father-in-law bringing up your dad being a nice guy as though it's a dig, like that maybe they're jealous.
I thought she meant to her husband.
Oh, wait, did I misread it? Hold on.
I thought the father-in-law's speech was about her new husband.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay, about your husband. Okay. Well, great. You married a good guy. Like,
I don't even I feel like everybody, including the person writing this, is misreading what that was. Because I don't know why empathetic is a bad thing. I don't know. Like, I don't know what that charge is. I don't know where he's coming from.
I think the father-in-law was like, you're going to get walked all over, buddy. You're too sensitive, kind of a thing.
Well, it sounds like he did, and he's right.
A little bit. Okay, so you know what?
So don't shoot the messenger.
But yeah, they suck. You know what? You got through it. You're married to a good guy. You got your Snoopy PJs.
You know what? It's kind of a gift to know like that family is sloppy and doesn't listen. And you know what? That can actually be very good, because it is good if you have like a big holiday something and you're not the one in charge. Like, a very loose family can also be a good thing. Like, not everything has to be like severe and buttoned up. So I think you take it with a grain of salt, but you are allowed to hold that grudge until it doesn't serve you. I'm still snacking on some of mine from my wedding, for whatever it's worth.
I know. I think to a much smaller extent, you had some of the same realizations. Like, I think you just see
One
people.
of my bridesmaids showed up and immediately spilled dressing on her dress. Immediately.
I mean, is that her fault?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Fucking use a napkin.
Well, I really thought about like this person, our Snoopy PJs had someone, a stylist, and was like, show up basically ready, but she could do touch-ups, and people are showing up with a rat's nest. Like, go for it. Like, it's just not being aware. It's just not thinking of your friend and her time. It's thoughtless. And
I agree. You shouldn't have offered it. You were trying to be nice, but I am saying like, show up ready to different people are very different things. And I have shown up camera ready before, and there's still a whole makeup team there.
Yeah.
And it could have been, I showed up ready. Oh, this bun is falling down. And then your friend's like, hey, let me take it out and do it again. Your friend offered. These things happen. It is annoying. Your friend also shouldn't be complaining. It's your day. She said she'd do you a favor. It's a lot of little things like that. Like, you kind of don't know. Like, well, maybe the parents were paying attention. You were bothered by the kid being there, so you were going to notice if they were in harm's way like a little bit more, but they shouldn't have brought the kid in the first place. Did you explicitly say, I do not want children in here? I bet you didn't. And if you did, then I bet you were like, oh, it's just for 10 minutes. This begins the beginning. This is the beginning of you like setting specific boundaries. I bet you were not as explicit on the day as you thought you were. Because if you were, where was your amazing family backing you up? Where was your bridesmaid? Where was your mother? Where was your father saying, hey, you guys got to help? Like, who was on your side? If you're saying your family was there to like help you out, where were they?
Yeah, I mean, nobody handled it great, but I think you did everything you could do.
Yeah, you did everything you could do. Just remember the good stuff. Never forget the bad stuff. And that's how I live my life.
Same, to be honest. Top of the cob.
Emily was there. Top of the cob.
It's the top of the cob. We're doing it right every day. You just take a bite, top of the cob.
Okay.
I was probably there. I was there for your wedding. I've probably been there for one of the worst moments of your life. I don't know if I've been there for one of the best.
Oh, when I had my miscarriage?
Yeah.
I thought you meant when Blanche died. I was like, no, I was in Japan.
Well,
no.
I was there.
Didn't you drive her body?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And then
How did
I
it
was
look? You're like, it was severed in half. Why? What'd they tell you?
nice, silky. Great. She always had a good body. I was there right before you got proposed to.
You helped bring in the flowers.
I think Nancy did more than me, but I swung by. So, I've been there for some moments.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, we're doing Cobb.
And I don't even like you, but you're You're cheap.
You know what's funny is my mom is like a big fan of yours. And sometimes like you'll text me when I'm at their house. And she's like, oh my God, like Iliza really likes you. And I'm like, yeah,
I've
we're
seen
friends.
her medical charts. Like I've dropped her off at gynecologist appointments
I know,
and we're
like,
friends.
She does.
We
She's,
are
like, always
friends. I
shocked
checked in
by
on
it.
you.
I know, we are friends. She's always like shocked though. 'Cause she's like, because you know, she keeps up with all your news.
My cool news. Today when I texted you, I loved you. I was like, she's going to be so uncomfortable with that. And then you wrote it back and I was
did
like,
write
now
it
I
back.
know.
I
I
do.
feel bad for you. All right.
Okay, bottom. Oh. I didn't know it was on Patreon. The person saying that it was on Patreon that they said we're white supremacists and that's their bottom. So they're out. Okay, well.
You know what? If I were a white supremacist, that'd be my bottom too. But
Which is so funny because someone left a comment on the Apple reviews, which I was looking at. I went through the Apple reviews, which I never look at. You never look at those. But I looked at them just to see if there was anything that I could like glean from like maybe a new segment or something, just in case there was any actionable info. And someone was like, Emily's a goddamn liberal. Like it was the most like,
better you than me.
And I was like, wait, so we're both white supremacists and too liberal.
it's rough stuff.
It is tough out there.
It's tough being a white supremacist. It's tough thinking white people are so amazing, you guys.
Yeah. But
Sign up for my Substack.
We got a bottom that I agree with. Bottom.
Let's hear it. Okay.
Why does every single app need to be updated so often? There's never any drastic change made. It's usually just bug fixes that no one was experiencing. I just want to get my CVS coupon for conditioner, but instead I have to wait for the app to re-download. Yeah.
Or it's like, we just want to update you with our terms and conditions. You're like, I don't care.
You know what pisses me
You already
off?
have my face.
Postmates or somebody used to do like, they do updates and it would be like, they'd have a little code in the updates that you would update it first. And like the first 100 people could use the code. And I never got the code. And I was like, fuck, and now I never update my apps because
You're never
screw
going to
them.
get that code. You're never going to get that extra gyoza. You're never going to get it.
No.
There you go. I've got a good one. I've got a really good one.
Okay, wait. I wrote one down.
I'm really excited for it because when I designed this segment, when I was creating the universe, I wanted them to be the kind of thing where you hear it and you're like, oh my God, yes, versus like, oh, I got my toe stuck. So I've got a good one.
Okay.
I've got a perfect bottom.
Okay, I've got a good one. Okay. When just the bottom heel of the back of your pants leg gets wet when you go outside or something. I had PJ pants on that were long and I went outside to Rizzoli killed a lizard, devastating for me. I took it outside to like put it in the lawn and I stepped in like, it wasn't even like a puddle, but just damp enough that then walking in wet.
Yeah. And then it's like, do I roll up this pant leg or just wash the whole thing?
And it just kept falling down. And I'm just like, this sucks.
No, you can't roll up pant legs,
No.
pajama pant legs.
No.
My bottom of the cob, this is specific. Speaking of apps, when you have an airline app, right? When I wake up in the morning, so I wake up at like 4:30 to catch a 6 a.m. flight. And I immediately check my phone because I'm addicted. Seeing like a text at the bottom, like an alert, like a notification from the app always makes my heart skip a beat because I'm always like, oh no, they're texting to say it's canceled, it's pushed back. And it's almost always like, you're all ready for your flight. Just letting you know your flight is on time. Like, I don't need to hear anything
if we're
from
good.
you other than there is an issue. And then you just keep it doesn't ever say like, by the way, your gates change. You got to go into the app for that. But like seeing any communication, I never want any communication from an airline unless it is directly related to my flight being canceled or delayed. I don't need to hear that it's on time still. Like that should be a fucking given. The fact that you're letting me know it's on time means that you're not on time enough that it's like worth celebrating. My heart always skips a beat. I always hate it. That's all.
Yeah.
That's my...
I feel
my
like
big
the
fat
one
bottom.
time I really had like a flight was just canceled with no reason. I feel like I did not get enough alert. I feel like I woke up, I was like going to go to my flight and then I was like scrolling my emails and I was like, what the hell? My flight's
that too.
canceled? Like,
Yeah.
you should have sent me alarms. What is happening? So get it together.
You should have gotten it together. All right, the top.
Top of the cob from a fan, which I think this is a good, the other side of the coin from some of our questions. When your friends show the fuck up. Due to some bummer events, plans I made in October with several friends and family to celebrate my late November birthday fell through, including going to a private karaoke room. I started to feel like I was asking too much of everyone and almost didn't go to our alternate plan. My anxiety has been loud the last 2 weeks, and I assumed this plan wouldn't work out either. I am so happy I did. They made me a karaoke club at my friend's house. They set up a backdrop, got mics, bought balloons and glow-in-the-dark accessories, and got me a cake and it was amazing. I'm starting 35 on a high note. Like, these are the friends you aspire to have. Like, this is who
Real
you should
friends.
have in your life.
I have a top of the cob on the friend note.
Yeah. Do you want to go?
I was gonna do something smaller, but my top of the cob is making, it's usually female friends later in life that are solid. And I don't know that I'll be friends with these women forever because I don't know if our kids are always going to go to the same school. But sometimes you just make friends with someone. There's one of them, I won't say her name, like she does this special workout and she invited me. And now I just always join her at the workout. She sends a calendar invite. She doesn't flake. It's just like easy. And the other friend, she's Korean. So she was like, let's go to my K-spa. Great. We went for Korean food after. Like, she planned it in a way that I always have to plan stuff. And we're room parents together, which was stupid that I signed up to do that.
It's hard.
Given it's also like I'm doing stand-up comedy for 2,000 people. Like, I don't have time to forward this email. I'm so bad at it and she's so good. And she's like, when the artistic kid signs up with like the smart kid to be a lab partner, I'm always like giving it up to her. I'm like, it's all you. She's like, we're doing it together. And I'm like, no. You're killing it. And I just like her. And it's just nice to meet women. You're like, it's not a big deal. Like, we're just like, it's just easy friendship.
You know, a little bit of
I love
me
it.
when you make new friends and you start mentioning other people. Oh, I was talking to this person. I'm like, who's that? Who is
Who's
that?
that?
I know your other friends. Who are they? Where are they coming from?
I make and shed friends like just comes and goes. And I believe in different parts of your life.
I know the classics and I don't like
You know that you know all the
change.
hits.
Yeah.
But I love making a new friend that's just easy. This doesn't have to be, you can have like nice, serious talks, but just like sometimes you just want someone where you can just like have surface conversations and go for a fun workout. And it's just easy. And especially with a life like mine, where like I usually have to cancel whatever it is we do because of this. Like, it's nice to have easy friends that plan stuff. I guess that's my top.
Yeah. My top is the possum named Nubs. David, who lives at a sanctuary, they've posted a flyer saying if you want
They?
to.
I thought you meant he had like no gender. Okay.
No, I think he's a boy. Nubs feels like a boy name. They posted like, hey, if you want to bring some food and have a chill picnic, we're feeding Nubs at 12 and 2:30, and you can come watch him get fed. And I like saw that flyer and was like, I mean, I can't go, but I was like, that's good for you. Like, imagine you could just go. They're like, you know what? You want to come have lunch with Nubs? Come on down. That's a good sanctuary. That's very fun. If like the kids are off for Thanksgiving this week, like go see Nubs.
Go see Nubs. I think an opossum is a misunderstood animal. And I think if you look at them, they are cute.
That's why there's an organization in Georgia called Aware that's like, you know, raises awareness. But they always have a possum that's like a ambassador animal because people think they're so disgusting. But then you meet one in person and you're like, oh God, it's so cute and sweet.
I would actually wager that any animal, if it is sweet to you, even if it's ugly, like becomes cute.
Possums are cute and ugly, but they also are great for the environment. And Nubs is like missing his tail and like a foot and stuff. So he has a special enclosure.
What is an opossum if it doesn't have a tail? It's just like a guinea pig with a long nose.
When I saw him, when I was there, he was in a cat bed, like a cat igloo bed, just like chilling.
I love those.
Out on his back.
Okay.
So that's my top.
Speaking of things you eat at Thanksgiving, I would love to see on the Patreon, send us your cool looking Thanksgiving table. Probably do it in the That's It.
Or the general chat. Yeah.
Or the general chat. We'd love to see your table. We'd love to see the way that you celebrate Thanksgiving. Any cool desserts. Please make it a cool picture. And send it because I find it soothing.
Yeah.
Time of year.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.